Hey guys, I am going to film something special that I got for Amanda. It's a package I got today and I wanted to show you what I found. It was a book and it's from a company, a small local business that does special editions of books with spray painted edges. And I know Amanda's a huge fan of spray painted edges. She and I wanted to do the book, The Wishing Game, and I felt like when I saw the cover she would love it, and her birthday's coming up in August, so I ordered it. I told her don't buy it, that I am doing something special for her birthday. So I am going to unbox it right now so you guys can see, but I'm really excited because it looks so gorgeous. I got one for myself, so I think it's going to be packaged a certain way, but I'm going to open up mine and you'll also see the box that it comes in. So here it is. All right, I already undid the tape because it was really taped and I didn't want to spend time trying to open it while you guys were watching, and this is packaged really well, as you can see, but I'm not going, this is going to be Amanda's, but I'm not going to undo it. I'm going to undo mine. I'm just going to, oh my god, look at this, you guys. It has like the seal. I don't even want to, oh, and it has a note from the author that says, "Wishes do come true, Meg Shaffer," which, oh my god, that is so awesome. And look how beautiful this is and how it's been. I really don't want to open this at all, but I really want to show you guys the inside. So I don't even know how to do this without ruining it. All right, so it is The Wishing Game. But guys, look at these spray painted edges. I mean, this is just gorgeous. I am in awe. So I'm reusing the box that the book came in, and I put some plastic at the bottom, and now I'm gonna put that gift wrap at the bottom. So that's what that looks like right there. And I got a little something else decorative to put in this. I got these silver and gold sparkles to put in there as a extra little decorative thing. So I'm gonna put some at the bottom and some on top when I'm done wrapping. So here we go. So got the sparkles on the bottom. I'm gonna put her very carefully wrapped book in the bottom so that it's nice and snug. And there is another book I'm putting in here that I know she's wanted to read, and I don't feel I'm going to read it, so I'm gonna put it in her package. So originally I had this on my, I believe, July TBR. I got an ARC for Mother-Daughter Murder Night by Nina Simon, and she really wanted to read this, Amanda did. So I don't believe with everything I have to read, I wouldn't get this to anytime soon. And I know Amanda probably has more time to read than I do. So I'm gonna put this in there as a surprise. She doesn't know I am putting that in there. So I'm adding it to her box, and so I just need to get the card I'm gonna put in here, which I'm gonna show you guys in 1 second. So it's obviously made to look like it's a library card, and it even comes out like that, like it's a real library card. And then the inside, which I still have to sign, and this is one birthday for the history books, which I think is really cute. And if you guys were interested in getting stuff like that or any kind of literary gifts for book lovers, Fly Paper Products, and they are on Etsy, which I love to shop on Etsy because they have so many cute things on there. And it was very inexpensive too, and super cute. So I'm going to sign this and put it inside the box. All right, I got her card, and I also included a bookmark. Fiction Addiction is in here as well. And there's one more book that I have that I really think that she would like, so I'm going to put that in here too. I won this on a shelf awareness, and she did not, which I was disappointed because I thought this would make a really good vlog. So I'm just going to send it to her. She might want to read this right away. I didn't read Luckiest Girl Alive. I'm not sure if she did, but this looks good. It's not out until October, it looks like. I got confused because it also talks about all the awards that it wants people to vote for that, but looked interesting. The cover's really cool, and I know she likes interesting covers, so I'm going to add that to the box. I added more sparkle in there, and I tucked it in with this paper, and I'm going to wrap it up. Hopefully she doesn't get mad at me for adding all those. It's not glitter, it's just tiny, and hopefully not getting out onto her floor. But I'm going to pack this up and ship it out, and she should only get it in a day, so I'm going to get that out tomorrow. She should get it next week.
Oh my gosh, it's finally here. It's my copy of The Wishing Game. I'm so excited. Let's open it. All right, so as you saw, I got my package in the mail, and I know that this has The Wishing Game in it, and I'm so excited to read that book. I actually finished up my audiobook and my physical book that I'm reading yesterday. I finished up both those books. It's August 1st, start of a new month, and I am going to immediately start reading this book as soon as I open this. I am so excited. Some super cute glitter in it, and I don't want it to spill everywhere. Alright guys, it is unpackaged, so I'm gonna turn the camera around so you guys can see this. Oh my goodness, look at this tissue paper. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Look at all the little books. Look at this tissue paper. How stinking cute is this? Oh my goodness, the glitter. Oh my gosh, look. First of all, the bookmark, Fiction Addiction. Jen told me that she found this bookmark, and it's so close to our channel name, and it is so cute. Look at that. Oh my goodness. How cute is that? I love it. And there is a fun little card in here. And look, oh my goodness, I'm getting some more books. I was not expecting to get these. So excited to read these. Oh my goodness. I know Jen told me that she got copies of these books, and I hope she's read them already, or if these are her copies, or if she got 2 copies. Oh my goodness, how stinking awesome is that? Okay, so as you saw in the box, I got this super cute bookmark, which I can actually not wait to use. I have paper bookmarks, But I actually do not have any like permanent bookmarks. I guess the paper ones tear and you throw them out, but I don't have any cute plastic bookmarks with the tassels and stuff. So I am so excited to start using that. And there is a super cute card in here. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is the cutest book. Oh, bookish. This is the cutest bookish card. Oh my goodness. And this is actually an Etsy shop Jen found this at. So we are going to link the Etsy shop below, but it's called Flypaper Products out of Ann Arbor, Michigan. Look at this card. How stinking cute is that? It looks like the old library checkout system when you would check out a book and you would have a little card in the back where you would like initial it and put your dates. Oh my goodness, this little card comes out. Look, that is so cute. What a cute, fun little detail. I love it. Aww. Oh, and the inside, I'm going to show you guys the inside. It says, this is one birthday for the history books. And it is kind of a big birthday for me coming up, so I don't really make a big deal about my birthdays, but look how stinking cute this is. And of course, a little happy birthday message from Jen talking about how cute the card is, and I love it so much. Oh my goodness. Again, this is from Flypaper Products. It's an Etsy shop. We're going to link it below, so if you guys need to get any bookish birthday cards, or I'm sure she has other types of cards you can get too, but super cute. Love it. And I got 2 surprise books that I was not anticipating. I did not know Jen was gonna share these with me. I am so excited to start reading these. This is Jessica Knoll's new book, coming out in October, and it is called Bright Young Women, and I am so excited to start reading that. She's really known for her thrillers, and this is such a cute book. Look at this. There's a picture of the author on the back, and just a very bright, fun looking little book. I can't wait to start reading this. And then she sent me her art copy of Mother-Daughter Murder Night, which is another book I tried to get. I applied for this ARC and didn't get it, but you guys may have heard me talk about Finley Donovan series, and when I was reading about this book, it reminded me a lot of the Finley Donnelly series, which I love Finley Donovan. If you guys have not read those books, they are like, I guess they're mystery books, but they are so funny. The banter between Finley Donovan and her accountant slash live-in maid slash partner in crime, I guess you could say. Oh my God, the banter is so fun. It seems like, you know, sort of similar to Finley Donovan, innocent people in an innocent situation, but it just gets spiraled out of control. And I'm really hoping that this book really gives me that kind of Finley Donovan feeling again. So we will see. Thank you, Jen, for my ARCs. And now this book, I've already seen pictures of it, so I know that it is going to be so pretty. Oh my gosh. The confetti in here, you guys, the confetti is crazy. Oh, it's so cute. Stars and moons. I love it. Okay. So this is so cute. Again, this is The Wishing Game by Meg Shaffer, and this is how the book is wrapped. There's a little seal and a signed plate. Says Wishes Do Come True by Meg Shaffer. Oh, that's so darling. I love it. I almost don't want to break the seal. Look how cute the seal is on this book. It's like a moon with blue sky and clouds and then a gold moon. Here, I'll show you. Look how cute that is. Okay. And ta-da! The book. I'm so excited. Look at those sprayed edges, you guys. I do love books with the sprayed and stenciled edges. I just think they are so pretty, so fun to look at. It just, I don't know, it just makes me more interested in the book. I know it seems superficial and you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but I mean, guys, I know you guys all do it too. I know you all do it too. Look at this. And I know we talked about the Etsy shop that does the stenciled edges and the sprayed edges. I will link her shop again below in the description. Her shop was also linked in our August TBR video. So if you haven't seen that yet, then I'll link the August TBR video up here and you guys can go check that out. But oh my gosh, this is an Etsy shop out of Ohio, and she did a wonderful job. Look at that. So I suggest you guys go to her shop and check out all the books that she offers with the stenciled edges. It is so pretty. Oh my goodness, look at this book. All right, so I'm gonna immediately start reading this for our vlog. I can't wait. So here I go, adding these arcs to my pile here to read as soon as possible.
All right, about to start The Wishing Game by Meg Shaffer. Inside, I not only have the autograph from Meg Shaffer that came with this beautiful book, but also I saw this dedication, which I thought was really cool. This book is dedicated to Charlie and to all of us who are still looking for our golden tickets. Obviously a reference to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And this was really cool. Clock Island. Makes me already intrigued. And think it's appropriate to use the Alice in Wonderland Curiosity and Cursory. I don't even know what is miscoloring it, but I think I need a new one. But we're headed into the prologue. Almost feels criminal actually reading this because it feels like a collectible. But here we go. Loving this book so far. I'm not even that far in, but the contest has already kind of started where Jack Masterson, the author of Clock Island, puts trivia out there in order to start his contest of who will win to come onto his island. And the question that Lucy keeps having people ask her, because she doesn't realize at first that he has announced this contest, is why is a raven like a writing desk, which is something that was in Alice in Wonderland. So what a coincidence that I had chosen this bookmark. I thought it was only appropriate because Alice in Wonderland, the Disney version, was one of my favorite movies as a kid. Everyone always liked the princess ones. I was obsessed with Alice, and then as I got older I did read the Lewis Carroll Alice in Wonderland. So obviously I am just over the moon that there's these references, and I hope they further go down the rabbit hole, not to pun, of Alice in Wonderland. So we shall see. Alright, I, as you know, because I already recorded I think at least once saying how much I'm loving this book, but there's this part I'm reading right now where Lucy's telling the story about how she originally found the Clock Island books when she was 8 years old, and when she found them, she actually stole the first one, and then she went to the library to get them all out. But it's giving me so many memories about how much I fell in love with the Nancy Drew books, and how much I loved seeing this girl solve mysteries and do so many things on her own. And I became obsessed with Nancy Drew. I took out all of the books from the library when I was little. I don't even know how old I was, but it's really making me want to reread the first Nancy Drew book. And I feel like it's very coincidental that the first Nancy Drew book is The Secret of the Old Clock, and this is the Clock Island. So I think after I read this, I'm going to reread the Nancy Drew book just because I'm feeling very nostalgic. And I think that's what this book, I heard, does, is that you end up feeling very nostalgic for books that you read when you were a kid. And I don't know, everyone who's watching this, what books you read as a kid and how much you may have loved them and what it reminds you of. But I just had so many books that I felt just drove my love of reading, and obviously I'm still reading and loving it. So this feels like a very special book, and I'm loving it. Oh my god, I just loved that last part where she gets her invitation. And now part 2, TikTok, welcome to the clock. Alright, this book has mostly been making me feel really nostalgic and happy, but I just got past page 200 and it just made me so sad. Literal tears as you find out some secrets, I guess you'd call it, some things you didn't know. And it's about a character named Autumn and things with Lucy and the little boy she wants to adopt also come up. And it just made me so sad. And I'm really hoping that there's a happy ending, which I guess for part of it there really isn't going to be a happy ending, but I hope that at least Lucy has a happy ending. And I am loving Lucy and Hugo. That's all I'll say about that, because I'm not really trying to give spoilers. I wanted to give a 200-page update, but it just happened to be at a really sad part. So hopefully there's some happy stuff coming up. Alright, I just got to part 5, and this book is making me a literal mess. It's making me cry. Such an emotional book, and I'm really hoping that I'm not gonna cry at the end. So I don't have many pages left, so yes, there were more tears, but I loved this book so much. I loved it. And I had an idea to go visit a children's section of Second and Charles just to see some of the kids' books and just do a book trip because it inspired me. But this book, I'll do a video of my final thoughts, but I love it.
Hello everyone, I have finished The Wishing Game by Meg Shaffer. I have it right here. And I want to say thanks again to Jen for gifting me this gorgeous book. This is a book that I will keep forever. I loved this story, but the book is gorgeous and the story is so cute. The cuteness of the outside of this book doesn't even reflect the cuteness and wholesomeness of this story. And I'm just so thankful that I got this book, and I sincerely hope that every single person watching this video has a friend like Jen, because she's just one of the best friends that anyone could ask for. So what is this book about? In this book, you're following Jack, and he's the author of a very famous children's book series called Clock Island. I think it's called the Clock Island series. So in these books, the children kind of go to Clock Island, and it's just this very fairy tale-esque place where they have an adventure and learn a moral story, and they make it's kind of like a places where wishes can come true. So this author is an older man, and he decides to kind of cut himself off from the world. He does live on an island, so it's literally just him and this man named Hugo that live on this island, and maybe a few people to help maintain the island, like a cook or a cleaning lady, or a handyman that kind of keeps up this island. And so he's very secluded, which is very similar to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. There are a lot of similarities between the stories, and in fact the author says in the beginning of this book, I think it's the dedication, yes, she says this book is dedicated to Charlie and to all of us who are still looking for our golden tickets. One of the main themes of this story, which is wishes and wishing, and you want this golden ticket. Now you're also following a young woman named Lucy. Lucy is a teacher's assistant, and she does not have a lot. She doesn't have a lot of money. She doesn't make a lot of money. She tries to knit scarves and sell them on the side to get more money, because she so desperately wants to adopt this little boy named Christopher, and he's an orphan. And he's currently in the foster care system, which I think everyone can see issues with the foster care system. She's running into some of those issues, and she so desperately wants to take this kid out of that system and make him her own. She wants to take care of him. She wants to provide for him. She has a very strong relationship with this kid. So the author, Jack, decides that after 6 or 7 years of being a recluse and not writing anything, he is going to write another book in this series where kids visit Clock Island. So as you can imagine, that sets the world on fire. Everyone wants this book, and he decides that the one copy he is going to give away to one of 4 people that he invites to this island to compete for the copy of the book. And Lucy is one of the 4 people that get invited to come to his island. And she so desperately wants to win that book, because that manuscript of that book that he wrote represents her golden ticket to getting the financial means that she needs to adopt Christopher. Now, she's not money hungry, which I think is also a very good quality that the author gave her in this book. She does want to win the book, but the ultimate wish, the ultimate goal is to adopt Christopher. And the book, winning that book, is just a means to the end. So just very wholesome characters, very morally strong characters that have good morals, good intentions, and it's just a very cute story. I think this book is good for everyone. I just got done reading 2 horror books, Rouge and The Handyman Method, and those books are very heavy, very dark, and this book is just such a good refresher, such a good you know, happy moment to contrast with the dark books I just read. And I was just addicted to it. I just kept wanting to read this book. I actually didn't film a lot reading it because I only read it in 2 settings, which is really hard for me because with my schedule, I don't have time to sit for hours and read books. I just read bits here and there. So great book. Highly recommend for anyone to read.
Hello and welcome to a magical, I don't know, I imagine Amanda can like make some magical like thing happen when I do that, but like magical vlog for The Wishing Game by Meg Shaffer. I loved this book so much. It brought back so many memories from when I read when I was younger and all the books that I absolutely adored, and the fictional series within this book sounded like something I would completely eat up as a child. So I absolutely loved it. This was such a delight to read. It was, to use the word magical again, magical. It was sweet. It was just, there are no words. I just love this book. And of course, if you guys remember, I do have this gorgeous edition as well, so it's a keepsake forever now on my bookshelf. So let's dig in a little bit into this story. So in this story, we mostly see from Lucy's point of view, though we jump around a little bit, and you see Jack Masterson, who is the author of the series, the Clock Island series that she loved growing up. You sometimes see from his point of view. You see some from Hugo, which is the illustrator that lives with him on Clock Island. And I believe that's it. I mean, there's something brief from Christopher's point of view, which is the little boy that Lucy wants to adopt. And I feel like this book broke my heart several times for many different reasons. And you guys saw it. I did actually. It made me cry. I don't cry too often at books, mostly because I usually read psychological thrillers. And those don't really make you cry all the time, if ever. And horror, which, yeah, you would be crying for different reasons. But I usually don't cry. It's usually fiction. So the last time I probably cried like this for a book was a book. I'm laughing because I get a lot of crap for liking Clockisland by Anthony Doerr, but that book, if you guys haven't read that, I mean, that one, oh, Anthony Doerr writes so well, and the end of that story just made me cry as well. But this one, I cried several times throughout like the last half of this book for several reasons. I don't want to give spoilers out. I think this is the type of book that if you loved books as a kid, and you felt a deep connection with books as a kid, and it was like an escape for you, and if you love literature in general, you'll love this book. And there's not a lot of surprises at the end or anything that would necessarily ruin it, but there are parts of this book that I think that would go better if you read it for yourself. If I had known some of this, I think it would have had a different effect on me if I had known going into this. I'm not going to say what happens because there's a lot at the end. Obviously, I was crying. So there are a lot of things that come out at the end, and I just absolutely loved it. I adored it. It's 5 stars for me. It was just, I loved it so much. So, and you guys saw that I went to Second and Charles after this. I was just curious to see I haven't been to the kids section in that store or any store at length where I was looking at books and reminiscing. Specifically, it would be more of a used bookstore because a lot of the books that I loved as a kid, unfortunately, aren't necessarily in publication anymore. Nancy Drew is, and some of what I showed you in that video, they're bringing back old series in new ways. Like Babysitter's Club is now a graphic novel series for kids. So they're reintroducing known series to a whole generation. And Nancy Drew was kind of the same way. And you guys saw that I did find Nancy Drew. So when I read them, they did still look like this, with that same binding and with the illustrations on the cover like this. And these were published in the 50s. And one of the things I loved were the illustrations in them. And it was just funny. They also had illustrations just like the Clock Island series. And this was originally published in 1930, and it just boggles my mind to think about how long ago. I mean, it's going to be 100 years in 7 years that this first came out, and Nancy Drew is just known, you know. And I don't know how much kids are reading nowadays, but they are published like in this type, and I don't know what year this is from. I want to say like maybe the 90s or 2000s of this edition. But I read them because I was getting them from the library, so they were a little older at the time. I mean, this was in the late 80s, early 90s, and these were from the 50s. So I just absolutely loved Nancy Drew as a kid. I gobbled them up. I read every single one out of the library, and some of the other ones that you guys saw that I loved. So Babysitter's Club for sure. I absolutely adored that series. Sweet Valley High, Sweet Valley Twins. Absolutely loved that. Anne of Green Gables. I loved Anne of Green Gables, especially because she had red hair, and I had red hair when I was younger. Very vibrant red hair. And not a lot of kids have red hair, so I think I remember getting picked on for it a couple times, but I loved having a character I can relate to with Anne of Green Gables. And the other book when I was a kid, and this made me think of it because it was making me cry, is the book Where the Red Fern Grows by, I'm forgetting the author's first name, but I know his last name is Rawls. And it's about a boy and two dogs. And in the story, I don't care about a spoiler for this book because I don't know how much you guys are going to go read this book, but I guess skip this part if you don't want the spoiler. But one or two of his dogs die, and the little boy was obviously distraught and crying. And that whole scene, I remember being so young and crying at this book. And I remember the feeling of being surprised that a book could make me cry. And it just was emotionally devastating to me at the time. And I saw it when I was at Second and Charles, and it just made me smile thinking of that memory because it had such an impact on me. But those were the main books that really made an impression on me when I was younger that I can think of. And obviously I never stopped reading. Even if there were points in my life where I didn't read as much, I always have ended up reading, going back to them, and books have just been such a comfort my whole life. And I love reading, obviously. So that's my review for The Wishing Game. And if any thoughts on kids' books that you have read as a child that you absolutely loved, or have read this one and have any thoughts that you'd like to share, please leave in the comments. But otherwise, till next time.